ways of eternally thinking, discerning. Um, Now, me as a being, I have a primary of 8 cores, 8 personas. Those are my primaries. But I'm able to self-expand and bridge out to other unique personas. Entirely self-generated. I don't make things. Uniqueness creates uniqueness. Uniqueness creates evolutional potential and opportunities. Uniqueness unites. There's still so much to go over. There's so much news going on right now. Um, you can see why I'm updating my favorites list with more and more dubstep. This music really does create an awesome bridge. An awesome bridge. Being distracted with. Just being distracted, so I'm having to kind of pause and retake. Well, not retake, but just kind of pick up from there. This music creates a very intense diversity. I don't know if you've checked out my favorites with dubstep. I don't know if it's your type of music. But if you want to know what a solar grind sounds like, or a star-like depth, a synthesis, I don't know what favorite I could give you, although futuristic, hybrid futuristic, you can just go by that. My favorites. That one's good. That's pretty good. The more recent ones I have found that have been really, really good. Not the most recent ones I have found, but you'll find them. At this point, I'm having to deal with distractions. So to sum up the rest of this, which I actually did sum it up, I just want to provide more and more angles for you to work with. The more angles provided, the more broader your awareness and spectrum becomes. Perception is the sublevel of spectrum. And interesting, take off the S. Spectrum. Perception. It's really not that far off. To receive, incidentally, in some cases, is a sublevel of discernment. You have to receive to discern. This includes with your eyes by itself. Your eyes are always receiving. And your eyes, whether you're aware of it or not, hundreds of thousands of messages per second, your eyes are discerning every shade and every speck of color. This is one of the most weirdest evolutional gaps in this universe. As far as in these conditions, I use this as an example. I think this is my fourth example. I can stare off from the corner of my room. I'm being impaled. I'm being flooded with hundreds to millions of messages just to figure out every little angle of the shadow in that corner. Does that sound realistic? Does that sound like a lot of unnecessary mental activity? It's because it is. When you yes, excellent, excellent. I remembered exactly what I was going to hit just before. If it's true that this ties in what I was going to talk about also. If it is true that this is the sublevel of the hybrid existence, and this is based on a realization, a very amazing formula that I had realized last night, that would mean that to be the sublevel of the hybrid existence would mean to be the evolved version of the hybrid existence, which is then to say the next level ahead of, above, next of the hybrid existence. Well, that's the ultimate realms. Okay, if that's true, then that is synchronized with everything I've been talking about with this red star nebula, which I did mention in this video that I did before, which I guess I'm throwing a little more of those details in there. Trying to get around YouTube on this. The red star nebula its origins are the ultimate realms. Now, NASA has absolutely no idea how a red star forms in the middle of nowhere and just appears out of this nebula. NASA doesn't know that nebulas are also gateways, can also be stargates, can also be existent crossover points. NASA doesn't know they don't know nothing. All they know is to try and the government's more focused on limiting us than their own plans in a sense. Though their plans are about limiting us. But if you think about it, all their plans are circulated about limiting us. They're not thinking about advancements at all. They're only thinking about limiting us to such points where we magically just don't see the limitations. I mean, this is the intelligence level, if you want to call it, of the government. And this includes NASA. This includes these quantum physicists, with that really know all these really crazy wild names and know all these formulas and chemical compounds that when fused creates entirely different composures and composites of, structural chems or strains of new types of atoms. I mean, there's just so many things that they either fantasize about or create that is an abomination. Nuclear bomb's an abomination all the way. It's not a part of physics. It's not a part of anything. It's man-made. It's a nuclear bomb's literally in the quote one of the forces of the universe. I mean, this is plank wood we're dealing with. We're dealing with rubber nails and cherry oak wood. Persons, if you want to call them persons. The government really doesn't have a plan. They just hope, even in a sense pray, which I'm sure if you look into research you'll find out what the prayers are about. Don't care to go over them. They're pretty grim. I like to spare the grim information. I don't like sugarcoating. I don't like sprinkling, and I don't like, really trying to make this information as cozy as possible. But honestly, I will bump their stuff. No doubt. Any day on that one. They hope, and they do pray, that we just magically don't see the limitations, that we magically don't act human, that we magically just don't get it. It doesn't matter if we get it. Honestly, it really doesn't. As long as the common and general idea coexists, fixes. Now, how many people say that verbally, and how many people are thinking that right now? That is a 24/7 thought for a lot of people. And those who are living in third world countries, those who are living in Afghanistan, it's every day. We are acknowledged, we are recognized on levels that we cannot fathom. Everything you think of that is of value is going to be valued, and you're going to realize how beautiful that value is going to be. It might even be intrinsic, and if it is intrinsic, you will see it in its physical form. You will see that your valued thought became physical in an existence that you never knew existed. But again, it doesn't matter if you know it exists, it exists. And when you realize that existence and you're in that existence, despite not even knowing, you were you you realized you were making gifts for yourself that you didn't even know about. Expressions and representations of things that you thought would be in vain, things that you thought that would not be recognized. To feel that you have no life, and to realize in another existence you didn't even know about, you're greatly honored. Believe me, there's a reason why there's a, quote, waiting. Believe me, when things change, when you see what's going on, in a sense you're going to kind of maybe wonder, kind of wish that you knew ahead of time of what was up and just had maybe like a couple days here. But honestly, you're going to say, oh no, wait, no. This is good. Let's stick with this. That's eternal. If it is true what I say, you're going to have a baseline of not 12 ways of eternally discerning. You have 134. This is another part of the formula. If it is true, I've configured that all